Miriam here, back with another installment. Now, we touched on the topic of self care a little bit last time with the idea of clutter clearing. Now, we're going to be talking about this self care for a little while yet, for the next few installments, because this is the most important and most fundamental element in doing anything. It is the first basic rule, if you will, to pay attention to in order to get what we need done. Now, today's installment, I will refer to this as, let's call it self deprivation. I know it sounds a little crazy relating it to self care, however, it is exactly related, and I will explain. You know how we all at times have taken on too much. I'm sure if you haven't done that, you know many people who do that on a daily basis. We all know people who do that. I know I've done it at times. I know quite a few people who do it on a daily basis, and you all know who you are. Taking on everything, taking on as if like taking on the weight of the world on their shoulders, and they want to do everything, they want to help everyone, and what happens at the end? You end up feeling super exhausted, depleted, and a little bit resentful, if I am very honest, because you feel like no one's paid attention to you for all that you've done, or maybe you're just tired of doing everything on your own. Now, when you catch yourself feeling these things, feeling these feelings, thinking these thoughts like, I never have time to myself. All I do is take care of my kids, for example. What you're really saying is that I put everyone else before me. I put my kids' activities or anything to do with my kids as more important than myself. Or if you feel a little resentful and you say, well, no one appreciates what I do. What you're really saying is, I'm taking on all this responsibility and all these chores, hoping that someone will pay attention to me and will be thankful for it. And we can go on and on and on about all this, all the feelings we all feel about that. Now, what I'm going to ask you is, whenever you catch yourself feeling these thoughts, feeling these feelings, thinking these thoughts, I want you to ask a few questions of yourself. Actually, I'd like to encourage you to get a little notebook, the size that would fit in a purse or you can carry with you. So it is with you all the time. And every time you get to the point that you feel this exhausted or resentful or whatever, you can ask yourself, what is it that I'm depriving myself of? Who am I feeling resentful towards and why? What is it that's missing? What am I not giving myself? If you continuously catch yourself when it comes to these, when it gets to this, then you can remember that you're being a martyr. There is no need to be a martyr. When you're taking on so much that you honestly become physically, not even emotionally, so exhausted, you need to ask for help. There is no bravo for taking on all of this and ending up feeling depleted. You're good to no one. So this is what I mean by self-care. There is nothing wrong with paying attention to what it is you need at that time. If you're taking on so many things, reassess and see what is it you can give up at the time and give yourself a little bit of attention. And that attention could be anything that you would need at that time. It's different for different people. Let's say maybe you need to lie down for 5 minutes, or maybe you need to take a walk for 10 minutes, or you get my gist. So here's your assignment. Write down all the things you're depriving of whenever you feel so exhausted. And don't think it's wonderful to do all of this stuff. If you're doing it to get attention and to get some notice, then you're not doing it for the sake of helping. You have an ulterior motive. You're being a little bit attention seeking because you're doing this not really for the sake of helping. So that doesn't really count. If you want to be helpful, you need to help yourself first. And you can call this selfish if you like. I think selfish has a bad rap. It's paying attention to yourself first. And you all know this. If you really think about it, you'll agree with me. You all know this. We need to take care of ourselves before we can be of use to anyone. Because you want this to come from a place of abundance. All this help and love and attention that you give to other people, you want it to come from a place of abundance. And if you're depleted, then that's when the resentment sets in. And you get all upset and tired and exhausted. So go ahead and try this. Carry this with you for the next week or two and jot things down. Catch yourself when you think these thoughts and try to shift them in a different way. Give yourself the attention that you need, even if it's just a few minutes at a time during the day. It will make a difference. All that being said, I'll see you a little later in a few days. You have the weekend to really put this into practice. And if you like this, as always, go ahead and share it with your friends. And as always, I invite you to give me feedback. So have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you later.